been another month. You went to Japan. You probably had lots of time to read on the plane.
I did. Had a good time.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Don.
This is my dad, and he reads a lot of books, so I like to interview him occasionally and find out what were his favorites. So here we are today doing just that. How many books?
4 books this month.
So 4 series, really, but
4 series, yeah.
So, what's our first book?
Our first book first series is Wormhole Mana by Tom Larcombe. Series type is a LitRPG apocalypse fantasy. There are 3 books in the series, and it's done with 3 books.
Oh, okay.
So that's something new and different.
Yeah. How big are these books?
The books are 630 pages approximately long. So they're, fairly substantial books. We start in a government research facility that has learned how to create a stable wormhole to another dimension. And there's power coming through this wormhole, but it's a type of power that they don't really understand. The theory is to allow the power to come through the wormhole and then convert it to electricity and free power. The idea is wonderful, but they're having a difficult time trying to figure out how to convert the mana to electricity. They put Prometheus, the AI, the supercomputer AI that's in the research facility, as his main objective is to learn how to convert this mana into electricity. Well, there's an accident in the facility, and there's more energy coming through the wormhole than the shields that they've set up can handle. And so they are unable to contain it, and it spreads out through the whole facility and kills most of the scientists. 2 of the scientists we know of survive. It turns the animals in the area into monsters. Rabbits with teeth all over the place, ready to attack. Antlered deer and elk that turn into electric antlers that can do extreme amounts of damage, things like that. And it also changes the supercomputer into an AI, sentient AI. And this AI, who's been tasked with figuring out how to make it so they can convert mana into electricity, decides it would be easier to convert people to use mana. And there's no one there to supervise him anymore, so he goes with that. Max and his friend Ron are able to make it out of the facility alive, and they find out that this strangeness is expanding at a certain rate each day. Figure out that it's expanding by so many square feet per day.
Now, did they know about the research facility?
Well, they both worked there. Max was an engineer there that did a lot of janitorial engineering, and Ron was a scientist that was working in the back. They find that it's expanding, and now just a few days later, it's expanded to include where Max lives 10 miles away. So there's this big circle that's getting bigger every day that's being included in this increase in mana density. We get to follow Max around as he tries to deal with everything that's going haywire. The military is trying to keep it quiet that something's happened here. They've put a exclusion zone, quarantine zone all the way around this expanding area. The trouble is it keeps expanding, and then the supercomputer figures out how to make it expand faster. And so some of the troops that are enforcing this quarantine get caught inside it. And so the U.S. keeps losing troops inside this exclusion zone because the mana keeps jumping and including more territory. The characters were really well fleshed out. They were likable. Enjoyed watching how they solved the problems that they came across. They're cut off from the rest of the United States, and the rest of the United States doesn't know what's going on because phones don't work. No information is getting outside this quarantine zone to tell them this is what's coming. You better get prepared.
I take it they're inside the quarantine zone
They're
and
inside the
can't get out.
quarantine zone and can't get out because the troops won't let them out. I really liked the book. It was very good. I gave it a 9. The only thing I didn't like about it was all the sexual innuendo. There's a lot of it in there. It detracted a little bit from the story. HV, violent incidents of high intensity. C, limited use of hard profanity. M, sexual innuendo that was suggestive. And 4 teens.
Well, that was one that I thought I'd like to read until that review ending. Anyway, sounds good.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I've read a lot of these apocalyptic stories, and this did a better job than most of them.
Be from a entertainment standpoint. What standpoint?
Well, most apocalyptic things, the entire world goes out in one go, and then it's an entire nightmare mess wherever you are. Here we get a slowly creeping apocalypse that no one seems to realize is coming, except the people inside that can't get the information outside.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to fall apart as fast as most apocalyptic novels try to make it happen.
It's been enjoyable. Hopefully you find a book you want to read out of this.
There's some good ones in there. I think you'll enjoy them.
We have a lot of books on our website if you want to go visit that. Give us some feedback, whether or not you like them, what we're given. We like hearing from you. So
I got some feedback last month that I bought some books to try out, ones that people have suggested.
Okay. Awesome. I had some new suggestions, so thank you. All right, well, we'll wrap it up. See you
Happy
later.
reading.